Hey, what's going on there, folks? It is Earthmaster, April 12th, 2019, 8:03 p.m. my time here, and just going to do an update video in regards to the earthquake activity around the globe, and also cover a little bit of some important weather details for tomorrow. A good, I shouldn't say good, but a potential tornado outbreak is possible in parts of eastern Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas as well. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. I do want to bring up the latest earthquake data from the Usgs, which is 2.5 and above over the last 7 days, and also the EMSC World Last 50 2.5 and above earthquakes. Taking a look here, shows, of course, a lot of activity out here on the West Coast. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. I know it's been a while since I've done any type of earthquake videos. Just been pretty busy with some storm chasing out there in the southern plains in Texas and parts of Louisiana there last week. Plus, I picked up a pretty good-sized cold coming back there. It was fun nonetheless. There are quite a few severe storms that I experienced out there. Anyway, quite a cluster of quakes out here along the Pacific Ring of Fire. Let's go ahead and bring these magnitudes up a little bit so you can see exactly what's going on here. 6.8 out here in this part of the world, kind of towards the Indonesia Islands region. Of course, no stranger, right, to large earthquakes out there. This isn't really a super large earthquake, but nonetheless, it's a pretty good size one, right? 6.8 out there in the very active region there. Let me see where my globe went to. Here we go. So yeah, you know, it's definitely a good size quake. Looks like quite a few aftershocks following that 6.8 out there as well. As far as newer activity following that 6.8, I'm not really seeing it out here, at least in the Pacific Ring of Fire area. Nothing really major to watch. You know, normally when we see a larger earthquake out here towards the west, we'll see some type of movement in adjustment to that large earthquake, but I'm just not seeing it yet. Possibly it looks like it may be showing some type of signal over here further west with this 4.9, but I just can't I can't 100% say that that's associated with it. But there is no swarming, no major deep earthquakes to report following all this activity over here. So we'll keep an eye on it. You know, I'm still watching the earthquake activity, even though I'm not really doing too many updates aside from working and trying to try not to get sick. It just seems to happen. It just it never fails. Anyway, I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm sure you guys can still hear it in my voice. West Coast region there, quite a bit of earthquake activity off the coast of Northern California. Can bring this back here a few days, and of course we do get a clutter out here, but there's definitely been some activity out here just off the coast of Oregon. A couple upper 4s and some 3s in there as well. Watching this very closely. Of course, all you folks know out there the potential for a damaging large earthquake out there in the Cascadia subduction zone is would be crazy, not good, but the potential is there nonetheless. Let's go back over here and show you guys the most recent California-Nevada earthquake map. You can't really see all that activity that I discussed on this map here. Gonna have to go over here to well, not this one, but we can go ahead and take a look at the real-time tremor data while we're here. This here is a slow slip event detection system, and of course, well, we're seeing some activity, a little cluster, quite a big cluster actually, up here just northwest of Portland. So we'll monitor that as well. But this is the map I was trying to show you guys. This has at least the 1-day magnitudes here, and we can get a little bit better view out here of the earthquake activity that's occurring. Let's take this back here over the last 7 days, and we can do the last 2.5 and above, and even get a little bit better picture of what's going on out here. See if there was any up north here. I don't believe there was on this section, but yeah, we started off here earlier in the week with that 4.7 well off the coast of Oregon, kind of in this section of I believe we can bring up the fault systems as well. Take a look at this here. Let's go to terrain, plate boundaries, U.S. faults. There we go, and we can get an idea of where this earthquake activity is taking place out here in the Blanco fracture zone for that 4.6 or 4.7, I should say. 4.6 is a little bit further south, but this earthquake activity happened first. It looks as though we're starting to see a little bit more pressure build up down here towards the triple junction fault system down here with the Mendocino fault, which is pretty much a part of the San Andreas fault system, right? Because it never really ends. You got the San Andreas fault that extends excuse me, down here into portions of Northern California, of course down into Southern California as well, but it kind of just comes up here to a different name as the Mendocino fault system. And then of course you got the Cascadia megathrust and many other fault systems up here. And of course the Gorda Escarpment over here where this newer activity is taking place. Most of this earthquake activity, of course, right around 5 kilometers below the surface. That one a little bit deeper, so we could see, we could start to see a little bit of, or maybe we are starting to see a little bit of slippage down below there towards the Cascadia subduction zone, just below the land there. So we'll watch it. You know, no fear mongering, but of course in this area, whenever we have earthquake activity, we do like to pay attention, as well, for one, it's close to my home, and a lot of people reside out here on the west coast. That a major earthquake would you know, it would affect a large population of people, no doubt. And of course the tsunami that would happen from that earthquake would be pretty bad. Moving on to the weather, folks, we're talking about a serious severe weather event happening tomorrow in parts of the south of the southern states out here. Man, hopefully I can get through this update video real quick. Portions of eastern Texas are included in that as well, and I was just down there over the weekend chasing those storms in a squall line that moved through this area. But we're looking at the potential for some damaging, strong, long track tornadoes in this area. And right now the Storm Prediction Center has this set as a moderate risk for severe weather. But I expect, and looking at a couple different weather models that I've observed and been studying, that this moderate risk will be upgraded to a well, the next step up, right, which is high. And that's based on, this is just my own observation, but I'm pretty sure this will be updated sometime tonight or early tomorrow morning. But taking a look at this map right here, this is the latest HRRR weather model run of a time frame. Man, gosh darn it, sorry. Right around, let's see, what are we looking at here? Valid for Saturday, which is tomorrow, April 13th at 22 Z time. That's going to be 4 o'clock local time here in the eastern Texas area and Louisiana. Now, this area right here, folks, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and show you guys this area. This is a predictive radar composite that the computer spits out, weather model computers spit out, and they base it on moisture, a lot of stuff goes into play here to get this picture of a composite radar, what it could look like when the storm systems are popping up, when these thunderstorms are popping up. Okay, now curvature curvature. Each one of these individual thunderstorms right here have a curvature to that, and that is very, very a big signal of a rotating supercell. With all the weather models pointing towards these being each individual tornado thunderstorms, very capable of strong, long-lived tornadoes through each one of these little storms, these individual storms here, folks. Big weather day tomorrow. Like I had mentioned, I expect that to be upgraded tomorrow from the Storm Prediction Center to the highest category. Eastern Texas still not out of the blue. This is just one run, like I said, from 4 p.m. being the latest. 4 p.m. is this map, you know, basically what it's predicting. Right around 4 p.m. we should see the radar look something like this tomorrow in parts of Louisiana, and this does extend up into Arkansas region. You can see some of these supercells have curvature to it as well, but the main area that I'm kind of looking at is this line right here, right in this area right here, right where the risk factor right now is just in the moderate zone, right? That includes Shreveport, Louisiana, Monroe, and other areas as well. I was just in Tyler, Texas there, stayed a night there. I was over in Longview as well. All over that area, just a lot of dense, piney forest, beautiful countryside, or beautiful area, but very dangerous when it comes to the potential for not being able to see the tornadoes, not being able to see what's coming. So it's a very important day for the folks that live down in this area tomorrow to be very weather alert and aware. Don't be taking no afternoon nap. Make sure you get plenty of sleep tonight, because you might have a big day tomorrow. Make sure your storm shelter is stocked up with stuff that you may need. You know, a weather radio for one, flashlights, stuff like that. You know, make sure you got shoes, extra shoes on, or extra shoes down there in the storm shelter, because if your house gets hit, you know, it's going to be hard walking around on broken glass and nails and you know, no telling what else you might be stepping on. So definitely important to have your shoes on tomorrow. I know that may sound bad, but this is kind of a serious deal here. As a storm chaser, this is something what I look forward to as like you know, like a cherry cake. Or cherry cake, do they even make cherry cake? You know, you guys know what I mean, right? A perfect setup, or a perfect storm setup here for tornadoes, but it's in a very bad area, wooded area, forest everywhere. A lot of storm chasers call this part of the country the jungle. They don't chase in the jungle because there's a reason. They can't see what's coming at them. But if this was out in Oklahoma or Texas, I'd probably have to fly out there, or probably I'd be out there by now. But this is tomorrow, folks. Louisiana, southern Arkansas, parts of eastern Texas. This area right here, folks, will likely go to the high status tomorrow. Oh, I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to try and wrap this up real quick and show you guys. Let's see here, the Storm Prediction Center, right? There's the moderate category right now. Looks like it does extend into portions of Mississippi as well. Vicksburg. Population of these areas, folks, are staggering, so a large number of people are affected by this weather. To briefly summarize, numerous severe thunderstorms capable primarily of damaging winds and tornadoes, right? When they state that, primarily of damaging winds and tornadoes, that's the real deal, are expected across portions of East Texas, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, Mississippi, and surrounding areas Saturday and Saturday night. And then this just goes into a little bit more weather detail on the whole setup of what's going on. Of course, large hail is going to be a possibility out there as well. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and show you guys the probability here. Right now, 45% in that high risk area. Probability of severe weather within 25 miles of a point. Hatched area is going to be 10% or greater. Probability of significant severe weather. It's a big deal, folks, out there. Tomorrow, I just can't stress enough. I hope people will share this video. I know it's probably all over the local news, but it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to share videos to get this word out. You know, this is definitely not fear-mongering. This is the real deal when it comes to possibly long-lived violent tornadoes, folks. I mean, a possibility is there that folks are going to lose their lives tomorrow if they're not weather aware and they're not paying attention to what's going on the weather radio, TV, you know, radar app, your phone. Listen to the alerts. If there's a tornado warning, there's probably a tornado on the ground. A lot of times they'll issue a tornado warning because of a rotating signal on the radar, but in this case, pretty much every tornado warning that they give out is going to be for a reason. Tornado percentage tomorrow, moderate 15%, wind 45%, hail 15%, but I guarantee you that's going to go up, folks, especially when these folks, or when these the folks at the Storm Prediction Center state that primarily damaging winds and tornadoes are going to be the main cause of these storms popping up. So just be cautious, folks. You know, let's get the word out there. Louisiana, parts of Texas, parts of Arkansas, and into Mississippi as well. Looking at Yellowstone, some type of interference out here on the east side of the park, folks. Looks like a major swarm going on, but that is not the case. None of this is showing up on any other seismograph stations. Otherwise, that would be pretty crazy if it did. There was a couple earthquake, or a pretty good sized earthquake. I think it was about 4.8, 4.9, downgraded from the 5 that they had up around Montana a couple days ago. But don't want to jump back into that. I just wanted to cover the weather real quick and let you guys hopefully get people in the know. You know, let people know what's going on in the weather department tomorrow. Please stay safe out there, folks, earthquake-wise and weather-wise. For the folks down there in Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas, and Mississippi region, you know, hopefully no one loses their lives tomorrow. You know, property, of course, can always be replaced. Let's go ahead and let's get the word out, and probably do an update video tomorrow, and we'll go from there, see how things go tomorrow. I'll keep an eye on the radars as well, radar systems. Alright, folks, have a good night out there. I'm out of here. I'm taking some NyQuil, and I'm going to sleep. Good night.